The boy only brushed his hand lightly across the mural on the wall, and immediately a crack opened to both sides. He could not have known that a secret sealed for thousands of years would from then on change the Galactic Empire. Before his eyes was a human specimen divided into 7 parts, with the bones in the slices clearly visible and the head structure disturbingly lifelike. Just as the boy was about to reach out and touch it, suddenly,
Will you set me free?
the little prince was startled and quickly hid behind the stone wall to peek. It turned out this was a talking robot, and she had endless stories to tell that he had never heard before. Young Cleon was deeply fascinated, and from then on he often came to listen to the stories, until he grew into Dawn, while this imprisoned robot was none other than Demerzel, who had lived for 18,000 years. 600 years ago, Cleon's mother suddenly died. The very next day, he was forced to inherit the throne of the Galactic Empire, but he was still too young and lacked the wit to contend with his cunning advisors. At this moment, Demerzel finally saw her chance. She strongly recommended herself and promised she could help Cleon achieve great power. Yet Dawn did not agree, and once again she was left neglected in the dungeon. No one knew how much time passed until suddenly someone pressed the switch. Once the glass slices were released, the machine immediately began its merging process. By then, Dawn had grown into Day. After years of ruling the Empire, he still found the only one he could confide in was this robot. And so, Demerzel was successfully revived by Cleon. Yet she did not truly gain her freedom, still trapped within laser grids, only now with a garment to cover her body. How could she miss this chance at rebirth? So she casually spun a tale of palace concubines. Though she managed to stir Cleon's desires, she never imagined that even with such thoughts, Day still refused to grant her freedom. Again, countless years passed, until Demerzel finally awaited the day she could step outside. But by then, day had turned into dusk. To release Demerzel, he searched the entire galaxy and finally found a small box on Earth. It was a tool to modify the robot, and also a betrothal gift for proposing to Demerzel. At the same time, he conceived of a solution for the Empire's succession. Cleon first shut down the laser grid, then implanted a disruptor behind the robot. In this way, Demerzel no longer had to obey the 3 laws of robotics. She could attack anyone if necessary, and even after Cleon's death, she could control the words and actions of the clone emperors, essentially becoming the true ruler of a dynasty that passed down unbroken. This was the best plan Cleon had devised after a lifetime of thought. At that very moment, the cold robot suddenly developed emotions, and not long after, Dusk himself stepped into darkness.
Yes.